everybody. Scott Golden here with Pro Wrestling Logic, and we are going to have a bunch of content uploaded today because I have some extra time, and so that means literally probably several dozen uploads for today. But we're going to cover a couple of recent stuff, and then a bunch of TNT stuff will be uploaded later today. In any event, we have the AEW Dark episode from the 26th of May 2020, and they continue to put out good quality content for Dark. I think a lot of independent companies could learn a great deal from this in terms of using YouTube and other video streaming platforms as a way to put out content for to build an audience. I think the wave of the future, if you ask me, is live streaming of independent shows via camera/phone on YouTube or another platform, and then paying a subscription fee for that, $5-10 a month. It'd be the same as selling a live event ticket, and wouldn't take too terribly much more. I think that's in 5 or 10 years. To me, that's how companies will be profitable. But it also means that writing of shows is going to have to mean more, and it's really going to cause creative people to either have to step up or step off. Anyway, we open the show with a voiceover from Taz. Taz says he's not going to discuss his relationship with Brian Cage on Dark, and I liked this. It gets rid of the logic hole of why Taz doesn't do it. So if he says he's not going to do it, then so be it. Maybe he does it on Dynamite. Maybe he waits a couple of weeks. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a build to an angle that we really don't know why Taz is involved for several weeks. Who knows where they're going with it? But at least they acknowledged it, and that was intelligent. So Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall, or Marshall, let me pronounce his name right because it annoys me when other people don't. Versus Alex Reynolds and John Silver. I don't know much about Reynolds. Actually, wait, I don't know much about Silver. Let's say that correctly. I do know a good bit about Alex Reynolds. Reynolds trained in the New York area, and most predominantly was in Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore for quite a number of events. He's a really talented guy, and you're actually you're gonna hear me talk about how there's definitely a drop off in the quality of talent with the people on Dark versus the what's been the mainstream roster during the pandemic, and there's a good number of people that I'd like to see them get rid of and let go and replace with some of the people they're using in enhancement talent roles. Reynolds is one of them. I know he's part of the Dark Order, but I think they could be doing a good deal more with him. Match is basically a really simple match. Allie comes out, sans Butcher and Blade. Hopefully they do something better with Allie, because the Butcher and Blade thing is just... I don't get why they were brought in to begin with. I don't understand what the character's supposed to be other than MJF's thugs, but they dropped that angle, so what are they there for? And Allie's too talented to be with people that don't have meat behind them, so I tend to think really, her getting into another angle or building another angle is good, and she does so here. Dustin Rhodes, obviously, he's on the pay-per-view for just, I guess, name value or whatever, and gets a victory there. He's teaming up here. Obviously, they're trying to do something with the team of him and Marshall. They do a senton by Marshall. Allie appears. She's got the apple of QT Marshall, ostensibly, that he would normally bring. He didn't bring it this time. And then Silver uses the distraction to hit a running knee off the apron as a cutoff on Marshall. Marshall makes a comeback, and Dustin gets the tag. Dustin hits an inverted atomic drop and a bulldog and a power slam. And then Dustin hits a Canadian destroyer on Reynolds. Marshall tags in and hits a diamond cutter, which supposedly Dallas Page gave him, but everybody does the move, so I don't buy that. Anyway, he gets the pin on Reynolds for the win. I wish they had done the pin differently and put Silver under. I don't see as much in Silver as I do in Reynolds in terms of upside. So it is what it is. Michael Nakazawa, Brandon Cutler. Remember I said get rid of people? Yeah, these two would go. I have never gotten Nakazawa. I don't find his character funny. I don't find the baby oil thing the least bit enchanting. Cutler has been portrayed as a guy who can't win a match, which the announcers point out a good bit here. And he's only there because he's friends with the Bucks, although the friendship with the Bucks, and this is in storyline. I don't know why he's there. I don't know. From what I've read, he does some behind the scenes stuff. Maybe it would be better if he was there, or use him for an enhancement talent to bring a good match out of guys that you bring in. There's a role for a guy like that, but if you're going to portray a guy on television, either have a defined role for him or use him as an enhancement guy. There's tons of enhancement guys I wish they weren't using as enhancement talent, which we'll get to in a little bit here. But anyway, match doesn't click. Series of pinning combinations, and Nakazawa's looking for a quick win. Springboard elbow and a Russian leg sweep, and then a springboard elbow drop. Just way too much moving around by Cutler. I don't know. It's his move series is clunky at best. It's executed well, but it doesn't make psychological sense, and so it takes me out of things. Nakazawa reaches in, gets the baby oil, but gets cut off, can't find it. He splits his trunks, haha. Strikes, and then somehow Cutler gets busted open, and I've got to think it's Hardway, because I can't imagine doing a blood spot in a YouTube show for a guy that hasn't won a match, so I assume it's Hardway, so hope he's okay. Anyway, Cutler hits a senton, we've already seen one of those, for near fall, and then they go to the stage. Cutler hits a slam on which stage, and then another springboard. That's like his fifth of the match. He hits it from the ring to the stage. Cutler then hits a slam on the floor. Nakazawa shoves him, and then he beats the count in, and this is the first count out in AEW history. I guess that's significant, but again, why do we even care if it's with people that can't win matches? Anyhow, Peter Avalon and Leva Bates. Leva I would keep. They're misusing her. They're underusing her. They haven't done enough with her. And she's getting to the age at 36, 37, 38, whatever she is, where she's got a few good years left. I can't believe they're not... And not to say she can't wrestle beyond that, but what I mean is usually when you get to your late 30s, if you haven't made it, well, you're not going to get, unless you're Dallas Page, you're not going to get a major push in your 40s, so they've got a window and they're wasting the window. Avalon and Leva Bates come to the ring, they taunt Cutler. Cutler says he's afraid of him, but he's going to get a win before Avalon. Avalon says he's going to win his match right now. Cutler joins commentary, which is just dumb. I don't like the whole join... I don't mind wrestlers joining commentary, but I don't think they should do it right after a match. Not to mention, Cutler sounds like he's sucking air like a Hoover vac, so which wasn't endearing or healthy. Anyway, Jungle Boy out with Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt. Yay, the team is together. Defeating Peter Avalon with Leva. They trade some hold earlies, and, Jungle Boy shows athleticism, does a headstand out of the head scissors, sends him to the outside. Uh, Bates provides a distraction. Jungle Boy goes into the post. Get back in the ring. There's a comeback, and there's a leg lariat by Avalon to cut him back off again. And Avalon missed a top rope moonsault. Jungle Boy hits a series of strikes and a lariat. I think the lariat should be left to Adam Page just because it's his finish, but that's just me. Anyway, so he hits a pump kick. Jungle Boy comes back with a springboard DDP for DDT, not DDP. He is not in this match. For a near fall, and then Avalon used a cradle for a near fall, and he hits, I guess, what the announcers called the Mario Kart. The finish is just all over the place. Bates jumps up on the apron. Luchasaurus puts Bates on his shoulders. Stunt forcefully kisses her, which doesn't age well in 2020. It's ridiculous, and I'm sure there's a social group somewhere that would be all over it if they were watching Dark. Anyway, Jungle Boy uses the distraction to hit the SGS and inverted STF. Avalon taps out. Jungle Boy has a lot of talent. He's got a lot of potential, even though he hasn't won a great deal of matches. He should be treated like a guy that should be able to win on a regular basis. Great. Now, here's the problem. At the end of the day, he's having trouble beating a guy who hasn't won a match. It looks horrible. It makes no sense. Please don't do it. He's a guy you could build your company around at some point, even as an upper mid-card guy, for the future, and he should be treated with some degree of respect. Just not a fan of this. Chris Daniels against Serpentico. Quick match. They go back and forth. Chain wrestling early. Serpentico hits a shoulder block. And then arm drags by Daniels. Daniels hits an exploder suplex. Serpentico comes back with a springboard double stomp for near fall. Daniels hits the Uranagi and the best moonsault ever for the win. Strange to see Daniels hit a moonsault for a win when it's used in almost every match. Why bring in a masked guy in Serpentico if you're not going to push him, unless he's literally meant to be the token mask enhancement talent that companies used to have in the 80s and early 90s. Daniels by himself, I think being on the show, he could have been better used as an agent. I don't think he needs to wrestle unless there's a reason. That's that. So, Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela defeat John Skyler and Brady Pierce. Remember I talked about getting rid of people? Joey Janela. I get that he's part of PWG. I get that he's got friends there. I get that there's a certain level of talent when he feels like showing it. But more often than not, he's goofy. He's just a guy playing a role and really trying to turn it up. John Skyler, if you haven't seen him, he comes from Pro Wrestling Experience down in the Carolinas. Phenomenal guy. I believe, although don't quote me on this, he's done some NXT work several years ago. There's a guy, get rid of Janela and sign Skyler. Boom, there you go. Skyler has such an upside. I haven't seen Brady Pierce before, but he looked pretty good. Sonny Kiss is a gimmick I don't get, but I get there's a place for it, and it gets over with the crowd when there is one, so keep him. Kiss hits Pierce with a big knee in the corner. Janela nails an elbow drop on poor Mr. Pierce. Kiss tags back in and does the butt kick spot in the corner for one count. The heels use quick tags. Skyler blind tags and cuts Janela off. Pierce tags back in and misses a moonsault. That's like the third one of the show. Guys, get together on what you're doing out there, or don't have as many matches. One of the two, pick one. Kiss gets a hot tag and goes nuts. Hits a pop-up leg drop on Pierce. Janela hits a tope through the legs of Kiss to the outside. Kiss uses the Kiss My Sass on Skylar. Janela tags in and hits a top rope elbow for the pin on Skylar. Complete throwaway match, and it's sad to see Skylar take a loss when he's got so much more talent than that. Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford uh, kill all three. Havoc doesn't do anything for me because he's a deathmatch guy. Sabian, as much as I've watched him, he's vanilla in the ring, in my opinion. Penelope Ford, I don't see the attraction to giving her a contract if she doesn't have a personal relationship. And I don't mean a sexual one, even though she does have a partner. Personal relationship meaning she's got friends in the office, and it's the only reason she's got a job, in my opinion. I don't see a value to her as a character the way she's been portrayed at this point, and I realize she's new and all that. But again, I come from the mindset that every segment should matter. I should want to see what happens next week with every talent you put on TV, or almost every talent you put on TV if you're doing this right. And when I can honestly say that it's an internet show and I'm ready to go do something else just when they hit the ring, that's not a good sign. Anyway, Havoc attacks Tony Deontay and Fabu Andre are the opponents. So Havoc attacks Deontay and Andre right at the beginning, almost jumping them. Andre ends up legal man, and Havoc goes to town on him, and he hits several strikes. Andre makes a quick comeback, hits a nice cross body. Havoc sends him to the outside, and Penelope Ford gets some strikes in. Good for her. She's useful at ringside. Havoc hits Andre with a one-legged dropkick. Sabian covers for near fall. Sabian hits penalty kick. Havoc uses fishhook on Andre's eye. Andre is busted open. Why are we bleeding on a internet television show in matches that don't have long-term consequence? Anyway, Havoc hits Havoc then I lost myself. So Deontay gets in the ring for the first time. Deontay hits a bridging German for one count. Kid looks good. I wish they were doing more with him. He follows up with another suplex for near fall. Sabian cuts him off and hits a draping DDT. Havoc hits a running DVD driver. Sabian hits a double stomp from the top. Finish sees Sabian and Havoc hit a dropkick into a Michinoku driver, and Havoc pins Deontay. Again, complete throwaway match. Wardlow versus Grimm. Wardlow, of course, with MJF. Wardlow's not a guy I get, but he's got the size, and I respect the fact that they want guys with size, and he's an untapped talent, so I'll give him more time, because at least I get what they're trying to do. Grimm is a huge fellow for squash guy standards, probably 270 to 300 pounds. I wish they had saved him, put him in there with another squash guy, done something with him, but maybe this was just a tryout to see how his mood is, because in wrestling we have to test people from the locker room, and yes, if that sounds bitter, it's the most sophomoric, immature thing. Oh, let's test if they're willing to do business by completely killing their marketability in front of people. Yay, what a awesome logic hole that is. Anyway, Wardlow hits a deadlift, power slam, and a series of forearm strikes. Wardlow then gets nailed with a corner splash by Grimm. Wardlow hits a German suplex and tries to go for the F10. However, Grimm slides out to the floor. Wardlow picks Grimm up on the second rope, pulls him off and hits a knee strike. Referee calls for the knockout finish. I like the knockout finish. I don't quite understand why it had to be done from the ropes, especially with a big guy like that, but maybe they just wanted to do something completely wacky. I don't know. Anyway, then we move on to Killian. We're not there yet. We move on to Colt Cabana versus Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson's been around for 7 matches, hasn't won one yet, but I think he needs a contract because he's really good. Colt Cabana is a unique guy. I love his European infusion style. I wish that they would bring over some Europeans who can keep up with Cabana, and they have the European just holds and through style as a way to set themselves apart from other companies. I think that would be wonderful. You only need, I don't know, 4 to 6 guys to have a division of it. But you could do it, and I think it'd be cool and it would set them apart. Anyway, they shake hands to open the bout. Unique pinning combinations from Cabana coming from that European style. Bunch of near falls early. Chops hit. Johnson comes out with a drop kick. Cabana hits the butt bump known as the flying apple. Cabana hits a flip-flop and fly, then uses the Billy Goat's Curse for a submission victory. That's what they call it anyway. Good win for Cabana. A fan of this. Penelope Ford with Kip Sabian defeats Kylan King. Another one of my pet peeves. Here we go. Someone's debuting. Unless you're going to treat them as a squash talent permanently, as in you have no plans for them and their job is they're going to lose for you on television. A first time out, proper booking is they win. That way, you go, hey, somebody new I should care about. This way, you go, hey, somebody new I shouldn't care about. And unless the goal is you shouldn't care about them, then they should win. And I think, I'm sorry, there aren't enough women to waste someone who's talented, and this young lady seems talented enough, that women should debut with losses. It's just, it doesn't make sense to my brain. It never will. Anyway, I didn't really see anything out of Penelope Ford that made me change my view on her in this match. Some people say she's improving. I don't see it. She's not fluid. She's not confident. Ford makes a big deal out of taking off her engagement ring after the opening bell. Yay, she can do what other humans can do and get engaged. Good job. Would you like a sticker? Anyway, they trade headlocks. King uses a ability to hit a shoulder tackle. King follows up with a vertical suplex for a near fall. Sabian trip Kings from the floor. Therefore, it invalidates any talent that Penelope Ford has, because here's somebody brand new and she needs help to beat them. Ford hits a series of stomps in the corner. Ford and her boyfriend's fiance make out. I hate these spots. They're just dumb. Like, it doesn't... No one's going to buy a ticket to see two people make out. I can't imagine. That's what adult films are for. Ford hits a vertical suplex for a near fall. King comes back with a missile drop kick. Ford hits a handspring elbow. Sure are a lot of back elbows and handspring elbows and all that stuff tonight, huh? Anyway, another use of the cutter, this time by Penelope Ford to get a win. This is the obligatory women's match for Dark on this particular occasion. Best friends, Trent and Chuck Taylor with Orange Cassidy defeat Alan Angels and Sean Dean. Remember I said getting rid of a few people earlier? Sign Angels and Dean. Just be a good idea. Everybody works their butt off here. Nice little back and forth match and a good way to close the Dark show for the week. Dean and Taylor started off. Taylor hits Armed Dragons and Dropkick. Angels and Trent go through. They trade slaps to the face. Angels and Dean then do a cutoff, and Dean missed a corner charge, and Trent hits Tornado DDT. Trent hit Angels with a back suplex here. Taylor makes the tag and hits a power slam on Angels. Well done move there. Taylor hits a plancha. Too many of these. On to Dean on the outside. Trent took Dean out with a spear on the floor. Overuse of the spear is just because so many people were Goldberg fans when they were younger. Taylor hits Angels with a power bomb, and Trent tagged in for the hug deal that they normally do. Trent and Taylor hit the strong zero for the win. Again, overall, there's a lot to like here, but you can see there's a major drop off in the A level and B level talent, and unfortunately, especially when you're paying for contracted talent, there are some people that are under contract who don't do as well as some of the enhancement talent, which makes no sense to my brain. Anyway, that's your AEW Dark review for the 26th of May 2020. Like, subscribe, comment below. We'll be back with more. Take care.